Alright, so I'm doing this video because I just finished a conversation with my cousin, and we realized that the conversation that we're about to start uh, isn't really being discussed, or we haven't heard it being discussed, and we kind of want to just provoke a little bit of dialogue, and I want to hear what y'all got to say about this. But this is basically a conversation about um, the American dream, and how, especially amongst Latinos, why it doesn't happen for us the way it should, right? Because um, as far as numbers go, we're deep out here. We I think it's pretty safe to say that we're the largest minority out here, and I guess the success rate, if you want to call it that, it isn't where it should be in reflection to what the population we have out here is, and the term me and my cousin used is to describe is the stagnant generation. And um, what I mean by that is that our generation, the first, second, third generation of American-born Latinos, um, they don't progress further than the generation before them, and that's the goal of every generation, is to raise the next generation to be better than themselves. So each generation should progressively begin better. Um, but it's not happening for us. Not the same way that it's happening for Asians. They come over here and kill it in in academics, and in the job market, and they come here and kill it the same way um, Indians do. Um, they come over here and again they kill it. The academic games. I mean, you watch ESPN and they're killing the spelling bees. But why aren't we doing that? Um, and I'm not here to blame our parents, because I forget who said it, but there was a quote, something like, blame everything bad about you on your parents, but also blame everything good about you on your parents. And it's a double-edged sword like that. So the generation before us, I mean, they didn't give us the tools to succeed. How could someone who's uneducated preach education to the generation that they raise, right? I mean, my parents, right? My parents didn't go to college. How are they going to tell me about going to college? I'm going to have to figure that shit out myself. And for a lot of us, we just don't have it in us to figure shit out for ourselves, and 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 no one else to intervene and say, hey, this is the way. Um, so I think uh, a lot of that causes us to stagnate. Um, Another thing that's big, especially out here in California, is gang culture, right? And everybody has their own theories on why it's so big out here in California, but for me, it's not that complicated, right? First of all, I'm not here to say gangbanging is all bad, because that's not the truth. If it was all bad, nobody would join one. The truth is there has to be something positive to attract people, and that might be, you know, camaraderie. It might be brotherhood. It might be a sense of belonging. It might be women. It might be, uh, having a good time partying. Uh, money, right? But that's a whole nother topic that we can definitely dive into. I can talk for days on that topic. Especially because if you're from California, there's no way. I mean, you know somebody that gang bangs. That might be in your family if you're a minority. I mean, it's way too big out here for um, that it's that it is a relevant topic. Um, so what do you guys think on why it is we stagnate? I think it's because the generation before us just didn't have the tools to give us to succeed. On top of on top of you know, they came here as ranchers and workers, and with the um, with the desire to help us do good, but in turn it backfired because they're out there working 8 to 12 hour days. You know, both parents are out working, leaving kids to be unsupervised and to be influenced by everything that this country can influence you with. And on top of that, they don't have the tools to intervene, so they can't tell you about how to stay away from gangs when they've never had to deal with a gang problem. They're from San Cayetano, Mexico. Like they don't have that problem, and they don't know how to guide you away from that problem. Um, so it's just a lack of tools, ignorance, for lack of a better term. It's what it is. It's ignorance. We come from ignorance, and how do you overcome that, right? There's not going to be too many that overcome that without someone to intervene, without someone to say, hey, there's another way to get girls, or hey, there's another way to find brotherhood, or hey, there's another way where to get money, right? um, but what do you guys think? um, and let me know if you want to go deeper into a different topic. We can talk about whatever you want. I just wanted to provoke a conversation. It was something that I don't really hear people talk about. Let me know what's good.